Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, after 8 consecutive days, the Australian dollar remains range bound. And what I mean by that is it still holds at 76.60.80 support and the resistance is still locked in around 78 figure 15. At present, the market is still looking for direction, even though the US dollar was a little bit weaker on Friday. Nevertheless, I suppose the market will be waiting now to see what the RBA rate decision will be next week. It is crucial to see what the statement says in case we do see a bit of a whipsaw price action, because I do anticipate that this could still be forming a head and shoulders with the head and the left and right shoulder. Let's see if the market does take out the bottom side. The measured move would be somewhere around 75 cents if it takes out 76.60. But at present, we're still looking for direction. From a broader picture, the market is still negative, with the MACD still holding underneath the zero axis. And the RSI daily look back is still buckled on a 3-day period. After seeing the fourth rejection from this level of 122.50.60, the market is questioning whether we can break it or not. I would say from a technical point it is unlikely due to the weak RSI and the MACD looking very, very weak in terms of the fact it's hardly shown any momentum for at least 2 weeks. With this market rising, the MACD has not been supporting it. So I still feel that 122.50.60 will continue to cap this week and eventually see the market see a downturn back towards the bottom side of the range, somewhere around 120. The dollar yen hasn't really staged any significant moves, but from a technical point is bearish due to the trend ADX and also the fact the RSI maintains under the midway point along with the MACD. Therefore, I'm looking at 108.45 as an initial target, which could extend down towards 107.70 before profit taking emerges. The pound rejects the level once again after the second, 4 attempts, but 2 clear attempts at 142.20.50 area from the rejection. Still puts a bit of a focus point on what the technicals are implying. That is weak, with the RSI still respecting the midway point, but we could easily cut through this level being so vulnerable close to it, that is, and therefore could send the market a slight message for a move back to 140 and then reassess from there. The sterling yen still remains capped at that 155 level, and therefore I expect to see a break eventually to the downside. If the pound does weaken a little bit further and head about 150 points, then we should see the level of 153.40 subside and then eventually continue the path to 152 and reassess. The market, after a whipsaw price action last Wednesday and left a long-legged doji, still questions whether the market can continue. It is a little bit towards the cautious side as we get closer to that 1,000 figure 18 objective. We are overbought, the ADX is overheating, so we could see a rejection very soon back towards the bottom side of the range around 1,860. Oil, well, after the bearish outside range day and crushing that trend line, we're now back to retest it. Looking at the technical aspects, it's usually respecting that the market, maybe from the outside range day, could break a little bit higher, but it's still going to be limited around that $67 mark. I still feel from the broader picture that we are still weaker due to the outside range weak. So the primary picture does suggest to me that we may see a further test towards the downside support around 61 to 58.5 to 59. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoyed the great start to the new week.